Oh, I think this is going to be a fun one today. Let me tell you about the first time. Well, all right, it wasn't the first time I ever listened to Howard Stern, which I obviously don't anymore. A, I don't have Sirius. B, I just don't think I could allow myself to listen to him regularly as a Christian. Too much bad stuff on there, but first time I ever listened, or first time I really became a fan, the first time I listened and said, I gotta listen to this every day. It was my first day of school, my junior year in college. Pittsburgh had just gotten him the previous winter on one of their, one of their local radio stations. And he was on vacation that week, and they had like a Best of Howard Stern week, and they were playing like a montage, and they had this thing where there was this guy, this Puerto Rican dude, I think this happened in '94. He had called him from a cell phone, saying that he was going to jump off a bridge, and he was about to end his life. And Howard kept him on the phone, made some ridiculous jokes that caused the guy to laugh, like saying, "Oh, come on, I got a movie coming out soon. You're gonna want to stick around to at least see that." And the guy was kind of laughing. And finally, the cops got there, and a lady who was also a listener, I guess, stopped a car, bear hugged him on the bridge, and the cops got there, and I guess took him into custody, got him to a hospital. And Howard's talking to the cop on the guy's cell phone, and he's being so ridiculous. He's saying, "Officer, am I going to be able to get a citation from the police station for doing this good deed?" And just being ridiculously over the top. "Perhaps we could get it arranged where I could have my picture taken with this man's wife and children who on the steps of the police station, who are now not fatherless because of my brave, heroic action." And I'm just listening to this and just cracking to pieces. And I guess enough people were calling his show that he had to arrange for a press conference. And during the press conference, some reporter with a corn cob up her rear end, you could tell, just hated him. Like, "What if I told you, Howard, that there are people who are saying," and obviously this woman was one of the people, "that this is nothing more than a cheap publicity stunt. That this is nothing more than just an attempt. Whole thing was just prearranged by you to make yourself look good." And Howard responded hilariously, "A publicity stunt? Do you think it would have been a Puerto Rican dude that I rescued if this was a publicity stunt? If this was a prearranged publicity stunt, it would have been a beautiful hot chick named Candy, and she would have been a stripper." Well, at the end of that, I was hooked. I thought to myself, well, this is what I'm listening to every day on the way to school. This is hilarious. Now, what in the world does this have to do with an Atheist Crocoduck? Well, here it is, and I'll kind of tie it all in. This is from the wonderful page godisimaginary.com. Keep in mind, the name of the page is God is Imaginary. And this is one of the proofs that God is imaginary, proof number 39, that Jesus, I really don't even like to say it, I can't really bring it was hard enough me typing it in to find this page, because I remember seeing it years ago, but there is one of his pieces of evidence. This is a facepalm if e'er there was one. Apparently, one of the reasons why God is imaginary, according to this guy, is that he thinks Jesus was a jerk. Well, and I want to take a look at a couple of his arguments. This is absurd. Okay, yeah. Here's one of them. In Mark 11:12-14, we find another emotional reaction. "The next day, as they were leaving Bethany, Jesus was hungry. Seeing the distance a fig tree and leaf, he went to find out if he had any fruit. When he reached it, he found nothing but leaves, for it was not the season for figs. And then he said to the tree, 'May no one ever eat it from you again.' And his disciples heard him say it, and later we heard that the tree is dead." Let's see. The Son of God is hungry. He approaches a fig tree. The tree is out of season and has no fruit. Jesus wants fruit. So he kills the tree. What a total jerk. Why didn't he wave his all-powerful hand and cause the figs to all appear? Or how about borrowing a raisin from someone and turning it into 5,000 baskets of fig? Only a true jerk would kill something out of spite. And here's another argument by this guy. What was it? Let's see. If you steal... about stealing stuff, you're a jerk. Where was it? Let's see. It was about, here it is, the herd of pigs. By the way, this is not the only place in the Bible where Jesus steals something. In Matthew 8, 28 through 34, Jesus steals an entire herd of pigs and kills them all. Okay, let me see if I have this guy's argument straight. Alright. Wow, what a jerk Jesus is. But first off, God is imaginary. One of the proofs that God is imaginary is that Jesus was a jerk. What a jerk Jesus is. Using supernatural powers to exorcise a legion of demons from 2 demon-possessed men and send them into a herd of pigs, and then command them to run off into the sea and kill themselves. Keep in mind, God is imaginary. Wow, what a jerk Jesus is. And then, wow, what a jerk Jesus is. Keep in mind, God is imaginary. He uses his supernatural powers to curse a fig tree, and the day after that, the fig tree withers and dies. He uses supernatural powers that he has from God. Wow, what a jerk Jesus is. Look, we could talk about the ethics of this some other time. And there are web pages set up that talk about why, what Jesus was doing when he was cursing the fig tree, this, that, and the other thing. And, I've talked to people, I'm like, why is this miracle story just made up and not reportage? Or, well, this is obviously some kind of parable. This is made up. And here's where I'm going to tie in the Howard Stern story. Howard said, if this was a cheap publicity stunt, it wouldn't be some Puerto Rican dude that I saved from suicide. It would be a hot chick named Candy, and she would have been a stripper. By the same token, if this is some made-up story to show what a powerful miracle worker Jesus was, it would have been the thick of fig season. And it probably would have, and if you're going to make the story up, bam! Let's kill the fig tree as soon as he curses it, not the next day. I mean, if this was a fake miracle story, her name would have been Candy, and she would have been a stripper. This is just lunacy for this prominent atheist website to use this as a proof that God is imaginary. We can talk about this from an ethical point of view all day, but if you're trying to use this stories like that to show Christians that somehow God is fake, wow, that's about all I can say. See you next time.